Welcome to this 20-minute yoga flow. Today we're just going to work through an upper body focused flow. So we'll still be working the whole body, but really focusing on opening and also strengthening through the shoulders, the arms and the neck as well, and also just the chest, so the front of the body too. So jump on your mat and we'll get started. We'll start in a seated position like this. You can be cross-legged or sit up on something, or if it's more comfortable for you to be kneeling, then come into a kneeling position. So we're going to begin by just taking the hands to the knees and moving through some cat-cow positions here from this seated position. So rounding through the back. Inhale. And as you exhale, we're going to open out, gently gazing up and then rounding again. So starting to really tune in with the breath, combining movement with breath. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Now we're going to add the arms in as well. So bringing the palms together in front. Exhale, open out, drive the shoulders together. Again, inhaling. Exhale. So if you can, inhaling and exhaling through the nostrils with the mouth closed. And see if you can start to deepen the breath as we move through. Beautiful. And hands coming down. Let's take some side bends now. So right arm coming up and over, left hand pressing down firmly into the mat. Let's sweep the arms through the front and over to the other side. And sweeping through. This time, taking the left hand just slightly further behind you and opening the chest up towards the sky. Sweep the arms. Again, right hand a little bit further back and sweep that left arm just behind you and gazing up. Beautiful. Coming back to center. Let's take some wrist circles now. So hands just come into fists and circling the wrists. And the other way. Beautiful. Let's take the hands up overhead. And shake it down. Your wrists might be clicking and popping like mine. Usually happens every day. Okay, one last time. Up overhead. Just holding the hands here. Let's open out the palms and then squeeze the hands together. Open, close. Really stretch them out so you can keep the shoulders relaxed. So we're not all the way up here, a little bit of space between the shoulders and the ears. And then just make this a little bit faster. A little bit faster. I know, I'm starting to burn. We're waking up the forearms, all the little muscles in the hands, all the way down the arm. The shoulders might be burning as well, a little bit more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it down. Nice work. We're almost done here. I'm gonna take this off. It's making noise. Okay. So taking the arms up and keep the palms facing down. And let's take some little circles going forward. Okay, let's make them a little bigger. So here, you'll notice the body is rocking forward and back slightly. That's fine, but we're trying to limit that too much. So we don't want to be doing these ones. Just a little bit of movement. We're trying to stabilize with the core. Make them a little bit bigger now. A little bit bigger. Almost done. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Arms come up, down through heart center. Arms come up and back out to the side. We're going back. Little circles. You know, shoulders are on fire now. This doesn't look like much, but it builds a little bit more. Make the circles a little bit bigger now, and just really trying to stabilize through the core and the torso. Majority of the movement coming from the arms, from the shoulders. A little bit bigger. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Up. Gazing up. And exhale. Hands down through heart center. Okay, rocking over onto all fours. Just coming into hands and knees. Just checking here that we're not too arched through the spine or rounded, just a neutral spine. And then from here, we're going to take some spinal waves. So rocking back, almost into a child's pose, but we're still active here, gazing forward. Going to round through the spine as we come forward, almost into our upward facing dog, but we've got our knees down. And rocking back. Rounding, coming forward, and rocking back. You can have the tops of the feet down if you prefer. So just start moving here, remembering that this is your practice. So without trying to make it look too much like mine or worrying about what it looks like at all, really, just starting to move with a bit of freedom here. It might help to close the eyes. Beautiful. Just a few more like this. If you're feeling like adding on, then we can come up and do the spinal waves from downward facing. Just keep a nice bend in the knees as you come back. You can keep doing these from the knees. That's just an option if you wanted a little bit more. Okay, taking one more. Beautiful. And meeting back on all fours. Okay, from here, taking the right hand to the chest. Then we're going to reach up towards the sky, pressing firmly down with the left hand and the knees. And then threading that arm all the way underneath. The shoulder might come all the way down. It might not. Doesn't matter. Okay, this might be enough. If you'd like to add on, we're taking the left leg back. See if we can balance there, lift it off. And then see if we can also lift the left arm. Really stabilizing with that bottom shoulder and the right leg. Beautiful, coming out. Hand and knee come down. Sweeping all the way back up and set it down. Left side, left hand to chest, reach it up and threading it through. Remember, even if you just come to here, that's fine. Or you might come all the way through. And then we can try and add on. Wobbling. Just notice that if you fall out, just come back in. And coming down. Nice. Just noticing the breath here in poses like that. We can tend to hold the breath. Sweep all the way out. And setting down. Beautiful. All right, we're going to start firing up the arms now, a little bit more strength work. So we're going to rock back again to that modified child's pose, active child's pose. From here, we're going to keep the arms bent as we come forward, a little bend in the elbow, and rocking into this chaturanga position here. Gaze stays slightly forward and pressing back. Let's take 5 like that. Keep the elbows bent, pressing firmly into the mat and coming back. 2, 3. Keep breathing here. Keep the breath even. 4, last one. And 5. Lovely. Coming up onto the knees. We're going to take 5 more like that. Option here to add on if you'd like. So, coming back into this, the add-on is rocking the knees off the mat as you come forward. So we're here, coming forward to this position and rocking back. 1, or we're repeating the first version. 2. 3. 4. 5. Nice work. Coming up onto the knees. Okay, we're going to press back into our first downward facing dog. Let's tuck the knees, lift slightly off the mat, and pressing all the way back. I like to keep a bend in my knees, especially for the first one. And you don't ever have to straighten your knees in downward facing. A lot of us really try to strive for that, and then we end up with a lot of rounding through the upper back or shoulders near the ears, and it feels really uncomfortable. Let's just take the hamstrings out of it for now. Still getting a beautiful stretch here. Walking the legs. Take a bit of free movement here. Sometimes this can feel a bit daunting. Try not to overthink it. You might like to walk out the legs, take them from side to side. You could get the arms involved. Beautiful. And here, gazing forward, we're going to take a nice slow walk all the way up. See how far you can get before taking the hands off. Let's take that halfway lift. Fold over the legs with nice bent knees, especially for the first one. Bend the knees. Let's see if we can wrap the arms around the legs and just gently pushing the knees out against the arms. Really strong through the feet, driving down through those big toes. Beautiful. Arms come down. And taking a slow roll all the way up to stand. Okay, just standing at the top of your mat. Going to inhale, arms come up. Exhale, fold down over the legs, but keeping a nice bend in the knees. We're going to take the arms behind, so either clasping or, if that's not possible, holding onto opposite elbows or even a strap here, or just have the arms traveling back. Open out the chest. We're going to take a twist here, twisting towards the right. See, just watch the knees, that the hips don't move, keeping the knees aligned. Beautiful. Facing the front again and twisting over to the left. Again, just watching those knees and pressing firmly down into the mat. Coming back towards the front. Dropping the arms down, take the right hand to the center, so fingertips or the palm down. Bending through the right knee, straighten through the left, and left arm comes up towards the sky. Swapping over, left hand down, right arm up. And take it down. We're going to step back with the left leg into our crescent lunge. Arms come up. Let's open out through cactus. Sweep the arms up and open them out again. This time, again, we're taking the hands into the clasp position or just going back like we did before, or holding onto the elbows, starting to lean forward over that front leg. This might be enough. We're going to try and go a little bit further. Widen the stance slightly. Start to drop the body down towards the floor, nice and strong through the legs. Arms reach up towards the sky. Sweeping back up. Beautiful. Back into that crescent lunge. Open out through the arms. Hands come down, frame the foot. Here we're going to see if we can lift that knee into the chest and step it back. I'm going to take a chaturanga here, knees or toes. Gaze slightly forward, dropping down, and press straight back up into that plank position, rocking back into our active child's pose and sweeping through to cobra or coming straight into upward facing and holding here. Beautiful. Rocking all the way back to downward dog. Okay, from here we're going to take a few down dog push-ups. So we're just dropping the head towards the floor. You can do this from the knees as well. It doesn't have to be all the way. You could just go down a little way and press back up. Just testing here your limits though. Coming down, you might find you can come a little lower and press back up. 3 more. And press. Remembering, we can just come as far as you can hold it, pressing it. Last one. And press. Nice work. Gazing forward. Going to get bendy through the knees. So walk, step, or hop to the front of the mat. Taking that halfway lift. And we're going to step straight back with the right leg. Setting up, coming up into that crescent lunge, open out through the chest. Inhale. Exhale, opening out through the shoulders. Beautiful. And moving into that opening in the chest. So again, clasp or hands just traveling back and start to tip over the leg. Notice the breath can go out the window here as we start to increase intensity. So see if you can keep that going. Right foot steps out a little bit to give yourself some more space. And let's start to tip down a little further, or just staying where you were. As much as we're coming down, we're counteracting that with an upward force as well with the arms. Coming all the way up. I know everything's burning. Arms come up, open out through the chest. Plant the hands, prepare to step back. Really press the hands down, nice and rounded through the shoulders. Knee comes into the chest. If you can, step it back. Preparing for our double chaturanga, knees or toes. Coming down, press all the way back up. Active child's pose. Sweep it through, cobra or upward facing. Let's rock it all the way back to downward dog. Well done. Dropping to the knees. Feel that heat in the body and notice where the mind goes when we start to increase intensity. Often the thoughts are coming in, the breath goes. We hold our breath, or we start breathing really quickly and shallow into the chest. Just noticing those things, taking a moment to come back to the breath, and whatever thoughts are there, just letting them roll off. Let's take one final stretch here through the upper body. Let's bring the right arm up and just drop it down behind your head, the hand sort of resting in between the shoulder blades. If you can't come here, a lot of people can't, this does require a lot of shoulder mobility, then you can just bring the arm up as far as you can, okay, and really reaching up towards the sky. If the arm can come behind, reach up with the other hand, place it on the elbow, and open out. Again, here we want to avoid the shoulders coming up around the ears. Relax through the shoulders. And coming out. Left arm comes up, reaching back, holding here, or we add on. Hand comes down between the shoulder blades. And then taking the opposite elbow. And coming out. Let's take a final twist here. Right hand comes to the knee, left hand behind. Gazing out to the side, or perhaps back over the left shoulder. Back to the front, left hand to the right knee. Back to the front. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.